I'm probably not telling you anything that you don't know. But a lot of it, of course, goes back to your family and the way you were raised. And you wanted to be chosen by whatever parent, your mother, whatever, and picked. And number one, the most important thing. You want, you know what I mean? You want to be first, you want to be picked. And maybe you weren't. And so throughout your life, you keep trying to recreate that situation and get picked, you know, sort of like by your mom. And in some of your songs, you know, you've known various women. And the one, you know, about I've been thrown down on the playroom floor before, you know. And it seems like maybe that kind of happened a lot. And ultimately it would always end and you weren't picked. You know, apparently you weren't the most important thing in that person's life, you know, or you felt you weren't. And so now you're in a situation and maybe you're still sort of recreating and sort of expecting your wife to sort of, you want to keep reliving that situation with your mom and, you know, pick me, fix what happened, you know, 45 years ago, or, and pick me and make me, and close that whole thing, and I'll feel chosen. And sometimes you can't, another individual, they totally grew up differently, you know, they can't necessarily recreate that for you and fix that. You have to take yourself, kind of, and close that yourself, and then deal with this other individual. I don't know.
You got picked.
I married her. She better pick me. Yeah. You know, like I picked her, she picked me.
I know, but sometimes, you know, if you don't feel still that possessed, like the most important thing on the face of the earth all the time to that person.
She's the most important thing to me. I
It
get it.
doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, people relate differently according to their background. So, you may be important to her, maybe you're feeling like you're not the most important thing to her.
Maybe you are, but the way that you think the most important, the way a person should show you that you're the most important thing is not the way that she's showing you. It's not jiving. The puzzle pieces don't fit. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you are.
I mean, I don't want to get this wrong. I'm actually in a really happy marriage. Like, she loves the crap out of me, and I love her so much. But it's not always fun. Sometimes it hurts.
I'm just like so like
Rosie.
Is it fun to discuss this when Richard is not here? About our son's story.
I don't know. Is it fair? Is love fair? I don't know. All I can do, I mean, like, I just have to react to Shakespeare and say that this is my life, and you know, this is. I'm not judging her, though. Am I judging her?
No.
I hope I'm not judging her.
Maybe she needs to counseling more than Richard does.
Well, would she need to defend herself? Am I attacking her? I don't feel like I'm attacking her.
No. I saw it. Everyone sees things slightly differently. And so she sees which mind you were talking about. Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah, I know.
She's really cool. I hope
You had the discussion you're having with us, with her. Yeah. Have you told her?
That's the important thing.
You have.
she's sick of it. Yeah.
Is that what she says? Does she tell you you don't have to worry about it? Or, I mean,
Are you beating a dead horse?
yeah.
A dog with
Probably.
bones?
And then, like, wait a minute. Does it seem like I'm complaining about my relationship?
No.
Does it seem like I'm unhappy?
You're curious. You're trying to understand.
You want it to be
You're curious. You want to understand.
Let me ask
Yeah. Like, what is love? Like, what? Is it just this biological thing that we have to dance?
to a certain extent. But let me ask you, are there times you say you want to be possessed, are there times that you want to belong to hell alone?
Yeah.
So, it's like, that's perfectly, like, you know, fine with this. It's like, there are times all of us want to be possessed, there are times all of us want to be left the hell alone.
I have a lot of those times. I have a lot of those times.
few years and it'll roll over.
And even if it doesn't, that's fine. It's like, if that's what you need, that's what you need. But there are times that you said that, you know, you're like, yeah, you're also away a lot.
Well, sometimes I like to be alone. It doesn't mean I'm sick of her.
Oh, no,
It's just like, I don't want to have to talk to anybody all the time.
Me time. Everybody needs me time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just think in your head and be yourself.
You've already done Patricia one better than Shakespeare did his buddy. We know our name. But I'll just say more.
That's complimentary.
Do you find the themes in studying the sonnets, do you find those themes and issues expressed in any of the plays? Because he's, you know,
Wow,
he's
no, actually no. This is a dirty autobiography. This is like he's barfing up his life in the sonnets. In the plays, you get to know the Shakespeare that he wishes he was. In the sonnets, you actually see what the real guy is, which is a lot grosser. Like he gets to make himself perfect in the plays. Did I answer your question? Like I don't know. Like this is gross. The sonnets are really gross.
Is it the creation of someone like Caliban being someone from his dark side, or is it just all here?
Aren't all actors? Aren't all?
Because writers, because what you write comes from in you, but it's also invention. Like there's a anyway.
Well, like everything is autobiography, and
It has to come
yeah.
from. It has to come from somewhere.
But at the same time, I mean, like Shakespeare is reacting to his world. Like, say, Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet is actually, it's not about love. It's about love getting crushed. It's actually a play about the rapier. It's the sword that they invented, the rapier. And basically, it used to be, there was a time when only really rich people could be deadly. And then finally they were able to fold metal in such a way that they invented this really slick, thin sword, and anyone from the middle class could have the nuclear weapon of the time. And everyone started walking around with these rapiers, and like 30% of Europe died in 10 years. And he's basically talking about the fact that we're destroying each other. And so, you know, so that's not really his autobiography, you know, it's not autobiography in that way. It's really like a social statement, you know, and he's just, he basically is saying, what are we losing here? What do we all really, what do we care about young love? I mean, he could have picked anything, but it's you know, this society is self-destructing, is what he basically
It's
said.
also he's sort of selling his plays, so he's got to put it in the context that the audience wants to come and see.
Yeah. Or like Macbeth. Macbeth is actually about Catholics. It's the Guy Fawkes. The Catholics tried to blow up the king. They almost succeeded in killing all the king and Parliament. They almost blew it all up. And Shakespeare was Catholic. And basically, he's a secret Catholic, and people are literally ripping Catholics out of their homes and drawing and quartering them in the street. And so basically he's saying, I'm going to give you a character that did everything that Guy Fawkes did. He's going to kill the king, he's going to be in league with the devil, there's everything that you are basically judging me for. I will present this, but he's also going to be a human being. So it really is, it's a social statement. It's a very political statement. But this stuff is just like, love me, don't love me, love me, you know, don't leave me, crap. Yeah, it's naked. Yeah, but
Aren't your songs very autobiographical, like the sonnets? I mean, we know about your relationship from your songs with Priscilla and yours.
Yes.
Patricia, excuse me. And it's just sort of the same thing.
Exactly.
Because there was, Patricia, yes, Patricia, no. She goes away, you want her back.
Yeah, I mean, these are his songs. Kind of. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Brother, what's up?
Yeah, I think the thing about Romeo and Juliet is that it's, you know, you mentioned that it was a social commentary, but I also think it's probably, it kind of dissects or deconstructs, you know, the notion of, you know, young love or love at first sight, and how it's really more of a drug that doesn't have much of an intellectual element to it, and that you constantly need to feed on it, and it completely becomes almost myopic and very